session, and but I don't think I got one from the most recent session we had.
No? All right, let's see. When was that? Last Wednesday?
Yeah, yep, a week ago.
But usually what I do, as soon as it tells me that it's done, part 1 and part 2. No, I feel like this is a classic case of Microsoft, because I remember.
Yeah, I remember you sent it, and then, or you set it up to send, and it didn't go out. But then one went out pretty quick, and then I don't remember.
Here's where it lies to me. So here it says, I've shared, and there's part 1 and part 2. So here we got part 1 to Barry, part 1 to Marco, and then part 2 to Barry, and part 2. I can resend this, no problem, but maybe look in your spam or junk or.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. When I go to reference them, if I can't find one, I'll let you know. I'll just send a quick email.
Yeah, I mean, I can resend. That's fine. I'd rather try to understand why you're not seeing it.
Yeah. And yeah, let's figure out which one's not sent before we send them all again for no reason.
It's just a matter of forwarding this email. See, what I think goes on is it somehow goes in the outbox. First off, I think it's probably in your junk or spam or something, but and maybe that's the case for everyone that's reached out and said I didn't get it, but I just can't imagine that it goes in the outbox, orders are up to date, and then it just doesn't send it to you. I guess it's possible, but seems unlikely.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, you want to check that later? You want to check that now, or?
Yeah, I'll check it later.
All right.
I just wanted to, while I was thinking about it, make sure we're recording so we can get that logged.
So I'll back up for the recording. So here we have two system variables, IL and IH, and these are the baked in system variables for length and height. You can't change them. You can't say you want it to just be, panel height instead, or P height, or no. You have to use IL and IH. In a lot of cases, you can pick your own, such as, flange length, flange angle, variety of situations. There's not too many system variables for cladding. I think this is kind of what for what you need to worry about. There are some, there's some other ones that we will learn for non-square panels. So this is just a square, length and height, but as I'm sure you know, you don't always have just a square panel. You got, interesting shapes. Could be something 3-sided, or it could just be a 6-sided that needs to go around a window, or an 8-sided that needs to, interact with the part of the building. And so a little bit later, we'll learn how you can use parametrics for unique shapes, similar to how we can do it for squares and rectangles. We're going to start with squares and rectangles, but then we're gonna move on to a little more complex strategy that has a little more capabilities. But let's start with the basics here. So if you didn't, on last whatever Wednesday, go ahead and insert these variables in?
I did not. I
Okay,
didn't do
no
anything
problem.
since Wednesday.
That was a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I thought for sure I would just tear it all up on Friday and then nope.
Marco, you said you were playing around with this a little bit?
Yeah, I got the sheet drawn as shown in the instructions, not really as the panel we did. Yeah,
Which page?
Oh,
this one's on the Imperial Element installation book. It's a different book.
page 3, Barry. Very beginning. Will look kind of like this. Actually, it will look exactly like this.
Well, I left off on page 199 on that document. You're saying page 3? Okay, I got it. I'm there.
Page 3 of this one. Maybe you're still thinking of one of the other ones.
Oh, that one. Element installation. Okay, yeah.
The name of the file is Imperial Element Installation Training English.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. So here we're basically just looking at what I just showed you. We got IL and IH. And when we apply these, it should have prompted you to create the variable. And do you have a variables tab? Sometimes it's switched off.
Yep.
Marco, you have one?
Yeah, it's back down there with the 2D and 3D
Mm-hmm.
development.
So it can be that it's switched off here and you have docking windows here. And if you lose something, you close. If you hit any one of these X's by accident and something goes away and you're going, oh my God, I don't know where it is. Remember you have the little settings, pencil paper, and then you have docking windows. And here's where, say you accidentally closed your feature list right there. You can just check it back and it comes back. I get that question sometimes.
I'm notorious for accidentally deleting out a window and
Yeah.
never getting it back where it was originally.
Yeah. I have a quick question, Robert.
Yeah.
Little side note. You get many Civil 3D people using HiCAD for anything? That they would be Civil 3D people?
Is that
Like,
Autodesk something or another?
Yeah, it's they do a lot of topographical kind of stuff. They'll pull LiDAR from USGS and it's for civil engineering.
So more like grading
Yep.
and landscaping.
Yep.
I don't really see how HiCAD would really help them. So if they do use it, they either don't tell me or they don't need it to interact with HiCAD. I'm not quite sure I'm not sure why they would need to, other than I don't know. Is it a 3D? So it's a 3D, and
It's a lot of mesh that would contour
yeah, okay.
properties, that kind of thing, where they would design culverts or spillways or catch basins or often road
Oh,
work
okay.
and sometimes bridges. And
Infrastructure stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm just wondering because I'm on a lot of CAD forums and often hear the Civil 3D guys hating on Civil 3D and going
well,
with
it's Autodesk, so
yeah,
not
right.
really all that good.
All right. They're always looking for a better civil option, Civil 3D option.
Caps.
I don't think we would have the tailored functionality
That's cool. You can walk behind me when you see it.
that they would need there. Now, if they wanted to do the infrastructure in
That's for you, Tom. Sorry, Robert. It's just second nature. Sorry, I really was listening with the Civil 3D.
yeah, I mean, if they did I don't know that we would have a good replacement for them there. If they wanted to try to interact, I don't know if Civil 3D would output an IFC or any of these types, so that the infrastructure could come in and then you could do more building on top of that. So at least you got like one model that's showing practically everything. I could see the
Right.
value in that. Um,
Yeah, it might be an IFC thing. No, because that's just for BIM stuff, right? BIM coordination.
you can save a lot of things, and it's just a 3D format, kind of like Step.
Okay.
It can be parts, it can be for assemblies, it can be large, it could be small. I mean, Revit can output the IFC, and then that can come into here. We right now don't have a .rvt direct, but we are working on that to be able to import .rvt, and I think it's the kind of thing where we can work just fine with IFC, but we seem to just get a lot of resistance from people. Either they don't know or they just don't want to save it as IFC
Right.
to interact. They're just attached to RVT. Well, okay. So my guess is that's why we're buckling down to create the interface, because technically IFC, we already have the interface, but I don't know. It seems for marketing purposes, I think we want to be able to say, yes, RVT comes right in. I think that would be maybe a powerful statement to be able to say.
Yeah.
Edge. No, it's not. I don't know about STL or OBJ
Yeah, I think
or
because those are so meshy, I think it would probably work. You can export it as a mesh and bring it in, or export it as a STL mesh or a step file or an OBJ. I think between those three and IGES as well.
yeah.
So usually you could get something, at least something covered by one of those four, even though it may not be ideal.
I mean,
Sometimes,
I would think the mesh would be able to at least show the,
yeah,
show the top the topography, and
yeah,
I don't know how large it would be.
it would vary.
But like when you start messing with thousands and thousands of points, things start to get
Yep,
a little hairy.
yep. Might have to bring it in one section at a time.
Well, I mean, or just after you bring it in, navigating the file.
Yeah.
You know, when
You'd
things
have to
start to get
have
too big, you can
Some-
even have trouble, you know, painting around and moving around in, you know, full shaded view. Although we go a lot further than when Revit starts shutting down pretty quick. We can
Yeah.
hold longer than Revit,
but there's companies out there that have those super machines that process that stuff. I've never worked with one myself.